โอเคเดี๋ยววันนี้เราจะลองมาทำ Duolingo English Test กันนะคะว่าถ้าทำประมาณนี้จะได้สักกี่คะแนน Practice free ก็ลองเข้ามาทำกันเองได้นะทุกคนอ๋อ it takes about 45 minutes เนอะก็ลองดู read and select ดูว่าอันไหนมันเป็นคำที่ถูกต้องอันไหนผิดเนาะ อันนี้ fill in the blank มันมากพาร์ทนี้จริงๆถ้าเวลาไปสอบไม่ต้องรีบก็ได้นะก็สังเกตว่ามันมีเหลือ7 วินาทีก็เตรียมใจหายใจไปนะคะอืมไปอืมอืมเออถ้าผิดข้อหนึ่งจะได้คะแนนเท่าไหร่นะเอาจริงๆรอให้หมดเวลาได้นะเอออืม disappointingly the technological advancement that experts promise ฮะฮะฮะ มิสไป3จะได้สักกี่คะแนนนะคะอืมเออโอเคโอ้อะเอ๊ะอะไรนะคอนอ๋ออ้าโอเคผิดไปกี่ข้อไม่รู้นับกันเอาเองแล้วดูว่า finally จะได้คะแนนกี่คะแนนถ้ามีอะไร distract ขนาดนี้ในห้องสอบไม่ได้นะคะห้ามละสายตาออกจากจอเนาะอืม with a few เอ่อ
There's a restaurant in the hotel. There's a restaurant in the hotel. There's a restaurant in the hotel. They found a solution that worked successfully. They found a solution that worked successfully. They found a solution that worked successfully.
อืม distance ต้องอ่านตรงนี้ก่อนอุ้ยอ้าวโอ้ยอืมเอ๊ะอืมอืมอืมอืมก็คือมันจะมีคำคู่เนาะคำคู่บูน glance through that the เวลาเราเจอคำพวกนี้ก็ A E I O U เรียงกันไปนะคะอืม more that the more A B C D more ไม่ E F G H I J K L อืมเฮ้ออะไรอ่ะ detain อืมมันต้องเป็น noun อืม
It does sound appealing.
เอ้อ
It does sound appealing. It does sound appealing.
The kids didn't even notice him. The kids didn't even notice him. The kids didn't even notice him. One of the kittens was very small and cute. One of the kittens was very small and cute. One of the kittens was very small and cute.
เวลาฟังพาร์ทนี้ก็คือรอบแรกได้ยินอะไรก็พิมพ์ไปรอบสองมาเช็คอีกทีซิว่าเสียงครบทุกคำไหมคำขาดอะไรไหมรอบสามก็เช็คเสียงครบลงท้ายมีเอสไม่เอสอะไรอย่างนี้จริงไหมอิงไม่อิงอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ ED หรือเปล่าก็ดูกัน
Some fish live in rivers, others in the sea.
ก็เดาๆไปอืม
Some fish live in rivers, others in the sea.
ทีนี้ รอบนี้เราเติมคำที่หายไปอีกรอบหนึ่งเช็คว่าคำครบไหมเสียงถูกต้องเปล่า
Some fish live in rivers, others in the sea.
โอเคอืมนี่คำมักจะต้องเหมือนข้างบนสักหน่อยนะคะอืมโอ้โหนี่มันคือต้องรู้ศัพท์เฉพาะทางอยู่นะถ้าไม่รู้เรามาไล่ดูข้างหลังเขาว่ามีคำไหนที่เราขอยืมไปใช้บ้างได้ไหมอย่างเงี้ย transaction เห็นไหมก็จะไปเหมือนกับตรงนี้ recorded ก็มาบ่อยมากใช่ป่ะfinancial position อันนี้อะไรอ่ะอ๋อ company อืมอืมโอเค
As she got older, her love of food became a constant delight in her life.
นี่ฉันฟังได้แค่นี้ฉันจำได้แค่นี้เดี๋ยวฉันจะฟังรอบสองมา fill in the gap นะคะ
As she got older, her love of food became a constant delight in her life.
เดี๋ยวมานับคำกันรอบสุดท้าย
As she got older, her love of food became a constant delight in her life.
These machines cost very little to operate and are easy to maintain.
ไม่แน่ใจครับครบหรือเปล่าฟังเช็ครอบสอง
These machines cost very little to operate and are easy to maintain.
แล้วตกเป็นหนึ่งคำข้อสุดท้ายมาฟังรอบสุดท้ายมาฟังว่ามี S หรือเปล่า
These machines cost very little to operate and are easy to maintain.
อืมอืมไอเป็นอะไรได้บ้าง I A B C B C D E F G H I เดี๋ยวกลับมาอืมอุ้ย two major creation track โอเค from A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T อ๋อ เนี่ยเวลาเจออะไรนึกไม่ออกไล่ไปเลยค่ะว่าตัวอักษรที่หายไปมันเป็นอะไรได้บ้างที่อยู่หลังตัวอักษรข้างหน้าเดี๋ยวมันก็จะได้เองนะที่รัก its conception contracts is an ongoing process of managing contracts. It involves all actions that must be taken in managing a business contract from its inception ก็คือ from its beginning เนอะ right through under and on units unite union through unite คาดว่าน่าจะใช่แหละอืมค่อยว่ากัน
Engines add a great deal of weight to the vehicles they power. Engines add a great deal of weight to the vehicles they power. Engines add a great deal of weight to the vehicles they power.
Engines add a great deal of weight to the vehicle they power. Yeah. อืมอันนี้ก็ต้องอ่านนะคะคือพาร์ทเนี้ยคำศัพท์ที่หายไปมักจะ relate กับคำที่มาต่อข้างหลังอะไรประมาณเนี้ยหรือข้างหน้าเนอะมักจะแปลใกล้ๆกันอืมอืมเอออ๋อ find คู่ it นะ find it นะคะเพชรเออ adjust ค่ะโอ้ไม่ต้องเช็คแล้วอ่ะอ่านแล้วมาเติมตรงนี้ถ้าตรงนี้แปลว่าต้องอ่านอันนี้ ข้อความที่หายไปจะต้องเป็นส่วนใดส่วนหนึ่งของประโยคข้างหน้าและข้างหลังนะคะมันจะต้องเกี่ยวเนื่องกันเนาะอืมอืมฮึอืม consider enrolling อืมจริงจำได้ไหม Fish อืมอืมอืมอืมอ่านก่อนนะอืม ไม่รู้ว่ามีแฟนตาซีบุ๊กหรือเปล่าอืมรู้แต่ว่าเขามีผลงานของตัวเองอะเนอะตรงเนี้ยที่บอกว่า diverse styles emerge อืม region of the brain นะคะ takes center stage เนอะอืมอืม play a role เนอะอืมที่ข้างหน้าต้องเป็นข้อเจ็ดต้องเป็น fascinating เพราะข้างหลังเป็น powerful เนอะ check say one อืม internal clock อืม takes center stage ค่ะ fascinating โอเคฝั่งนี้โอเคไปอืม อืมข้างบนข้างล่างพูดขัดแย้งกันใช่ไหมอืม light detected by the eyes แสงว่ามันมีหรือไม่มีแสงไฟอันนี้บอก converse นี่ทางกลับกันถ้าไม่มีแสงไฟงั้นแสดงว่าตรงนี้ต้องมีแสงไฟไหมอืมอืมอ่าแล้ว conversely อะเนาะโอเคในทางกลับกันไปค่ะใช่ไหมนะ during the I ถูกต้อง no เขาถามว่า where is located เอ้าก็ต้องไปหาคีย์เวิร์ดนะคะ supra นี่นะเอ้ยอ้าวmelatonin อืมอืมอืมอืมอืมอืมอืมอืมอืมต้องอยู่กับนอนอ่ะใช่ไหมนาฬิกาอืมอืมอืมแบบจะหมดก้มได้ไหมคะเอออืม
You are an urban studies student who is nearing the end of their undergraduate studies. You are trying to decide if you should apply for a job, or if you should apply for a doctoral program. You ask your professor for their opinion. You are an urban studies student who is nearing the end of their undergraduate studies. You are trying to decide if you should apply for a job, or if you should apply for a doctoral program. You ask your professor for their opinion. You are an urban studies student who is nearing the end of their undergraduate studies. You are trying to decide if you should apply for a job, or if you should apply for a doctoral program. You ask your professor for their opinion.
um ทีเซ
You are an urban studies student who is nearing the end of their undergraduate studies. You are trying to decide if you should apply for a job, or if you should apply
อ๋อ
for a doctoral program. You ask your professor for their opinion.
undergraduate studies โอเค
Hi, I'm doing well, thanks. What can I do for you? That's a... Have you been looking at jobs in the field that you're interested in? That's true. A doctoral program would give you the opportunity to gain more knowledge and research experience in your field so that you can eventually get a job that you want. It definitely takes a lot of time and commitment, but it can be very rewarding. If you're not sure if an advanced degree is for you, why don't you try working in your field for a few years and then decide whether or not to pursue a doctorate later on?
You've been offered a teaching assistant position for an advanced geology class. Unsure about whether you should take it or not, you seek advice from your friend who has experience as a teaching assistant in another department. You've been offered a teaching assistant position for an advanced geology class. Unsure about whether you should take it or not, you seek advice from your friend who has experience as a teaching assistant in another department. You've been offered a teaching assistant position for an advanced geology class. Unsure about whether you should take it or not, you seek advice from your friend who has experience as a teaching assistant in another department.
Hey, nice work on the teaching assistant offer for advanced geology. That's a big opportunity. How are you feeling about it? I get it. When I was a teaching assistant for a biology course, I had a similar concern. But let me tell you, it was so worth it. Not only did it improve my understanding of the subject material, but it also gave me a chance to gain some professional experience. It wasn't easy, but it was manageable. I learned to prioritize and plan my schedule. It's doable if you're really committed. Exactly. Plus, you'll get to work closely with that famous professor. It could be a fantastic experience for your academic and professional development. It's definitely a big responsibility, but if you can find a way to make it work, I think you'll find it to be an invaluable opportunity.
อืมอันนี้กัน มอืม In the picture, I can see a man. I believe he's a photographer because he's holding a camera with a telescope lens in his hands. He's wearing a black shirt with hoods and long trousers. He's aiming at an object on the right of the image. He sits 10 to the left of the image. The place where he sits might be the park or something. I can see the grass uh, under him, and behind him, I see the river and probably a faraway town with the mountains at the far back of the picture. The image is in a gloomy kind of color. It gives me a sense of winter. I believe it's taken in the wintertime. However, there's no snow and there's no cloud in the sky. Everything looks so foggy and blurry behind him. It gives a tranquility sense. อ๋อเอาว่าอะไรคะอัดอัดอยู่แป๊บนึงได้ไหมเอ่อ work at school อืมอืม A rule that I have to follow at school is not to use mobile phone in class. I believe the purpose of the rule is to let the student concentrate in class and not to get anything to distract us from the lessons. I believe this rule is quite necessary because we can fully pay attention to the teachers and we can understand all the lessons learned. If we follow all the rule, I think we will excel on our ability and earn more knowledge in class. In the morning, I have to give my phone to the teacher and I will see my phone again after class in the evening. So I believe this rule is very essential. If every school applied this rule, I believe it will certainly be an advantageous and beneficial for all the students in the world since technology distracts us a lot lately.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about tourist sites. Tell me about a well-known tourist site.
One of the most famous tourist sites in Bangkok would be the Royal Palace in Bangkok. It's a temple for the royal. Actually, there are no monks there, but it allows all the royal to perform ceremony there. And nowadays, it is open for tourists, both locals and foreigners, to visit and see the spectacular architecture in the area.
Thanks. I've got a different question. Describe the role of food and culture in attracting tourists to a place.
The role of food and culture. it can certainly attract millions of visitors to a certain place. For example, in Thailand, we do have a very famous mango sticky rice, which everyone has to come and try it once in a lifetime. And of course, we do have a very spectacular royal palace where architecture is no other than perfect for everyone to come and visit.
Interesting. I have another question. Explain the benefits and drawbacks of guided tours in tourist sites.
The benefits of having a guided tour is they will give all the visitors knowledge and the history behind what they are looking at. However, the drawbacks of that, it might be distracted other visitors who do not want to hear anything and they want to learn by themselves. Uh, but I do having guided tour, it's suitable for me.
Thanks for discussing tourist sites with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about attitudes toward learning. Describe a subject you enjoy learning about.
For me, I always enjoy learning English lessons because I get to learn all the roots, the prefix and suffix, and new words. I sometimes get to learn new vocabulary and grammar as well. I think it's very beneficial for my future career since I have to work for an international company. I need to know how to communicate fluently with the foreigners.
I see. Let me ask you another question. Tell me how people stay motivated when learning becomes challenging.
When people become or facing challenges, one way that I see a lot of people do is to listen to other people for inspiration, to look up to the already success in life, and it will inspire us not to give up and just to keep on going and fight for our dream in the future.
I see. I've got a different question. Do you think learning is more important for personal growth or career success? Why?
Mm. I believe learning is very crucial for both personal growth and career success. Since I have mentioned earlier about learning English language, for me, myself, when I apply for a job, I believe my knowledge in English learned in class have helped me a lot. It shows that I can communicate in English.
Thanks for talking about attitudes toward learning with me. Have a nice day.
Mhm. Mhm. อืมอืม For me, in order to achieve a goal, I think it needs both hard working and natural talent. Since for me, before I become a tutor, I need to study hard to earn a degree and to study all the subjects that I have to teach, all the students that I have to teach. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough knowledge to pass on. However, I do think a little bit of natural talent helps me get through things quite easily. Since I believe I can remember and memorize all the vocabulary in English quite easily, I tend to grasp the concepts and ideas and summarize it quickly without knowing why. It's not according to the theory that I have learned from college. I think it just happened to come out of nowhere. So I think my success nowadays is contributed from hard work, from years of learning, plus natural talent or the gift that I have in me. Many of my friends thought that I was born with the skills, but I always tell them it takes years to study and takes millions of hours to practice before I can speak this fluently. I have to practice one word or one sentence like 100 times or so. However, my gift of learning fast or memorizing fast or catch a sound easily helps me. Not that a burden to learn new things. That's why I believe having both hard working quality plus natural talents will be beneficial for everyone. However, if someone does not feel that they have natural talent, I think hardworking will be a key to the success as well. Hard working hard will not fail you at all costs, I believe. Mm.
Hey, what are you up to?
I'm rewatching this movie that I watched like a year ago.
Why are you watching the same movie twice?
Well, sometimes I really like a movie, so I want to see it again.
But you already saw what happens. The ending doesn't change.
That's true. But sometimes I notice new things when I watch it again. I see things that I missed the first time.
So you didn't pay attention the first time?
No, it's not about forgetting. There are so many things happening in a movie. Sometimes a scene goes by really fast, and it's hard to catch all the details. When you watch a movie for the second time, you are familiar with the movie, so you can catch more details.
I see.
What was the man doing at the start of the conversation?
He's rewatching a movie that he had seen a year ago.
Why is the man watching the same movie twice?
Sometimes he likes it so much, so he rewatch it, and sometimes he can see new details that he haven't seen previously.
Is the woman interested in watching the movie with the man?
No, I don't think so. She said, she wonder why he watched it since the ending isn't gonna change.
Did you find everything okay today?
Yes, thank you.
Do you need a bag?
No, I'm good. I have a bag with me.
All right, that will be $30. Do you need a receipt?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Why did the woman refuse the bag?
She's already got a bag.
What is the woman doing?
She's checking out at the counter.
Where can you hear this conversation?
At a supermarket or a grocery store.